Dead.
Dead.
You
you've
already
asked
asked me this, Miss Bow.
Oh, what? Did I? Oh, yeah.
You
just
literally just did. That's the last thing you did, was ask that
It
question.
is terrible to think someone could break into this museum and steal something so valuable.
It's
Monsieur
like this is
Heinrich,
grinding me
he's
down
very
or
broken up
something.
about it, although he doesn't show it.
This is going to be such an info dump that we're going to forget, because we'll have to stop.
Dr. Carrington
Yeah, I
is
think
a
so.
very
I think we're going to have to
dignified
try
man.
and pick this up
There
again
is not much you can learn from his face.
quicker.
He seems to have taken the burglary very well, although he was angry with Wolf about the poor security.
Do you
Okay.
have any idea who might have stolen the dagger?
There are many suspicious people here tonight who could have done it. The Countess, for example, or the little man Ziggy. But I have not the proof, you understand?
Okay.
No one has the proof.
You should ask Dr. Miklos or Dr. Smith about that.
Who? Oh, Smith. Alright, dude.
I'm afraid I do not know Mr. Agostini. I live a very quiet life, and I do not know very many famous people.
This isn't everyone either,
A
is
thousand
it?
curses on that man. He defiled the tombs of my sacred ancestors for his own personal glory. He doesn't care a fig for what's right and what's wrong. His own evil deeds will catch up with him, though. Just wait and see.
Right there. You guys are so close together.
You're not even facing each other.
Like, look how much space there is everywhere. They're so close.
It's to tell you that these are the five.
These are the dudes.
These are all the key.
I have heard a great
Key
deal about Mr.
people.
Carrington, but
But
I
they
do
don't
not
even
know
like
him
each
very
other.
well. We have only spoken once or twice, but he seems
He's
like
only
a
spoken
cultured,
to him
charming
once or
fellow.
twice before. Oh, okay. He's talking about him like he's over here.
To be perfectly honest, I do not care
And they
for
know
Mr.
everyone
O'Reilly.
in New
I
York.
do not think he sees the beauty in ancient Egypt. He is somewhat blunt in his approach to others as well. I suppose that is just part of his job, however.
Alright, let's
I
get
can't
through.
tell if this is just find and replaced after writing it properly.
What do you
Like the
mean?
text. Like, I don't know if they've specifically just taken all the S's
No,
and turned them
thank
into
I
THs.
try to restrict my
Yeah,
intake
I
of
was wondering the same thing, like what
That's a
came
bad effect
first. You would
on
have
me.
assumed the script came first, then the audio recordings came afterwards, but then they're writing them with, like, phonetically, right?
Yeah.
Which seems kind of crazy. So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe they had the normal wording, and then once they had these amazing accents.
They just added all the letters in.
Did I do Crodfoller just then?
Yeah.
See, this is the danger of
I'm
giving me
afraid I do not
5
know the gentleman.
identical
He leads a rather
conversations.
solitary life.
Yeah,
John Bow is your father? I have never had the pleasure of meeting him.
is our father
I have
famous?
never been to New Orleans, you see.
I don't know.
That much humidity does not agree with me.
I assume he's famous. Maybe he's a famous detective.
I thought he was a policeman.
Maybe he's a famous policeman.
I do not know
Are
Ziggy
policemen
very
like
well,
super
but he
famous?
makes me uneasy. His eyes
No.
remind me of a jackal's. I met him briefly at the party, then avoided him the rest of the time.
You didn't avoid him. He's there.
This is people's in this game. People's personal space is different.
Why,
Like
I am
measurements are
Randy's
very
Nicky,
different.
Miss Bow. I am an accountant and a proud father of 2.5.
What?
Is his wife pregnant? Does that count as half? Or did she... did she have an affair? Or...
I'm just confused about that
did
sentence.
he have an affair? Does that count as half a person if you have an affair?
I don't want to. even discuss that concept.
2.5.
Mr. Dorian is a very healthy-looking young man. His mother must have eaten well.
Okay. Normal thing to say about someone.
The Countess is quite a colorful lady. She seems to enjoy life to the fullest, does she not?
Dunno.
Just between you and me, she scares me a little.
Can't wait to meet
What
her.
is that, Mr. Najia?
Well, she's just too enthusiastic for me, I suppose. I find Mr. Heimlich to be most intimidating. He seems to enjoy looming over people.
Statues, they're loomed over by that big statue. That was everyone, wasn't it? Now was
I
Yes,
enjoy the Tribune very much, Miss Bow. I read the financial page every morning of my life.
when you were 1.
You don't need to say of my life as part of that sentence.
The police are useless. It is not the police who will uncover the thief of the dagger. It will be his own evil deeds turned back on him like an angry cobra.
Right.
I personally do not use that laundry, Miss Bow. I go to an Egyptian laundry on 44th Street. They are wonderful with linen. Oh dear, the docks are very rough places, Miss Bow. I stay away from them. I would suggest that you do the same.
Didn't you get here on a
Attractive young
ship?
ladies like yourself are the favorite prey of the jackals who prowl there at night. The Leyendecker is a beautiful museum, Miss Bow, but I do not approve of the despoiling of my ancestors' tombs, much less the wanton display of their bodies and their personal effects.
Do you like the city of New York, Mr. Najia?
Well, it is a very lucrative place for an accountant to set up shop, but the city itself is rather large and frightening.
I have a feeling it is a replacement.
I am, for some reason, that text, that voice or that accent just then, just sounded like Chris Eubank, and I now cannot get him out of my head.
I do think it is a replacement with the text, you know.
Well, yeah.
Because I don't think you could give someone a script with ancestors written like that and they know it's the word
I
ancestors.
still carry a notebook.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be
Carry one
too difficult
in
to
case
work
I should
out.
Think of some
Yeah, it
particularly
must be.
exciting mathematical formula at an inconvenient
Like, a lot of
time.
them are fine, but ancestors specifically, I think it literally the word doesn't look anything like the actual word.
I mean, you don't really need to do it. It's not adding the flavour they think it is.
No.
You've already got it in the narration. Like, I guess if you're not listening to the voiceover, or you've got a version that isn't the CD version, then you are getting just the text. But I would argue it's actually more of a hindrance.
Yeah, I think so.
Did I say speakeasy?
I don't remember.
I wouldn't know, Miss
Okay.
Bow.
I might
I am a
skip that
family
one.
man, and I do not frequent such scandalous places.
Like, what?
Scandalous! Yeah, see, no way, I wouldn't have gotten scandalous from that. That's too difficult. I think,
I'm getting so tired.
How interesting. You carry a magnifier. Are your eyes poor? I am very nearsighted myself. It came from years of looking at tiny little numbers.
Right.
Mr. Najia,
I hope I haven't missed anything.
1926 has been a good year
don't think
for
so.
you.
Well,
Did you ask about your
yes,
notebook with
I
him?
would have
I
to
think I
say
did,
so.
but I can try again.
Business in America is booming, and many people need an accountant. I have not wanted for work, and my beloved wife Isis is soon to deliver our
Right, it's
third
2.5
child.
because
I
in the
suppose
womb
I
it's
am
half a
as happy as
child.
a man should be.
apparently.
Congratulations on the upcoming blessed event, Mr. Najia. What are your other children's names?
Well, there's Horus and Amon, and the new baby shall be named Anubis, after the wise and just Lord of the Dead.
Oh, how lovely. But what if the child is a girl?
The name shall be Anubis either way. It is a wonderful name for either a boy or a girl.
Maybe a name, but seems like a faux pas to name anything after the gods.
Oh, I mean, people do it. There are a few to choose from, I guess. Right.
Mr. Najia, would you have any idea who might have stolen the Dagger of Amon Ra?
No, but whoever did should be boiled alive. He should be fed to hungry crocodiles.
He did
His
it.
guts should
He
be
did it.
strung from the pyramids. He should...
He definitely did it.
Excuse me. I get a little passionate on the subject.
Quite all right, Mr. Najia. I understand.
We have already
Yep.
discussed...
Okay. So, it was just Egyptology?
Yep.
Are you an Egyptologist, Mr. Najia?
No, not professionally. I have always been interested in the history of my country and made a point of studying it. I am particularly interested in ancient Egyptian religions.
Okay. At least we haven't learned anything new.
Yeah, that's great. I'm really glad that we've not learned anything from
I
this.
meant new items, which means I have to go back and ask them.
I just like the idea that you're saying. I just like that we haven't learned anything from these 5
I'm afraid I
people.
don't know the gentleman.
He's not going to know anything, is he?
Because he's a stranger.
The fellow has quite an overinflated ego. But he's got a legitimate reason for it, I suppose.
We've definitely seen this guy because he was... I recognise that face. So it must be from the original cutscene as they were getting off the boat.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Well, that's me, young lady. Dr. Archibald Carrington III, at your service. Oh, he's a good enough chap for a law enforcement peon.
Unnecessary.
This is,
I'm
this
not
has got a
acquainted
very,
with the
What dismissive, like, tone.
No, not him specifically. This game, this conversation layout, this thing has very much got a what's the game called? I've forgotten already. Raoul.
Oh, Cruise for a Corpse.
Cruise for a Corpse thing where like these people don't seem to particularly like each other. None of them are particularly nice.
No. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe we'll find someone.
Yeah.
Did I do Crodfoller?
No, you just did Riley.
I'm really very
think.
busy, Miss Bow.
I
Oh
don't
no,
know.
you didn't. Sorry, what did he say about Crodfoller? I didn't pay attention.
Don't know. 'Cause I mean, nothing
Okay, good.
important, I'm sure.
I've never even seen the chap.
Just got to get
I've
through
never
this.
met your father, Miss Bow, but I have a deep respect
The
for the minions who
minions.
uphold the law.
Minions. What on earth? Why would you say it?
Miss Bow, I find it vaguely offensive that you would even think that I know anyone named Ziggy.
He's right there.
Who do you think this guy is? That's like an inch from your face.
Good evening, Doctor.
Good evening.
Oh god. I mean, you must have invited him. Why is he here if you didn't invite him?
Now there's an intense personality. He doesn't look it, but there's something seething below the surface. I'm frightfully sure of it. In any case, the fellow is a fine accountant.
Passionate. menacing accountant.
A stevedore? I'm afraid I don't discourse with proletarian ruffians of that stripe.
Alright, so this guy's like just a classist.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's not rude about it. He just says offensive words. And expects that to be okay. Alright, cool. He probably likes her then. Oh yeah, he's into
Now
her.
there's a lady who truly supports the arts.
Or she's into
a real
him.
patron, that old girl. He's a real pip. A genuine go-getter, that fellow. He does a jolly good job of guarding the museum. Jolly good.
Despite this recent burglary.
Despite that. That was fine. It's just a one-off.
I don't read the newspaper, Miss Bow. I find it eternally depressing.
Okay. No.
Oh, those poor chaps do their best, I suppose.
Mucking in the pigsty.
Good heavens, Miss Bow, my houseman does my laundry. I never go to public establishments when I can possibly avoid it.
Do you like this guy? You into him?
I've only been there once, but I found the docks to be full of pugilistic ruffians and parasite-infested rodentia.
Weird adjective, pugilistic.
It's like ruffian though, right? In this regard.
Fantastic, Miss Bow.
Like,
just ruffians who like to fight.
Yeah, fighters.
As opposed
People
to the
that punch
peaceful ruffians.
Punch-up ruffians.
Yeah. Like a whole bunch of guys that we met in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Those pugilistic ruffians.
Do you like New York, Dr. Carrington?
To be frightfully honest, at first I found it to be a bit rough around the edges. But now I'm beginning to see its somewhat primitive charm.
Cool.
Miss Bow, I wouldn't be caught dead in one of those nocturnal dens of iniquity. I dare say it's a bit forward for you to go about writing things about people in that little notebook of yours, Miss Bow. And some people cherish their privacy.
Some people are suspects.
Maybe don't tell us about things then.
Miss Bow. I have to respect that.
Alright, we're nearly there.
Have you found 1926 to be a good year for you, Dr. Carrington?
Yes, I would, Miss Bow. Frightfully good.
And what is that, Doctor?
It's not often that one gets the opportunity to head up the most respected museum in America, Miss Bow.
Okay.
What do you make of the theft of the dagger, Dr. Carrington?
It's simply beastly. What is the world coming to when crepuscular ruffians can invade a museum like Visigoths?
What's a
Do you have any
crepuscular?
idea who could have done such a thing?
He's got all these terms for all the
Not at
different
all.
brands of
If I
ruffian
did, I'd be tempted
that
to teach the
exist
brute
in
a
the
lesson.
New York streets. He uses them like gang names.
Crepuscular ruffians. Ugh. I couldn't even pay attention to what he was saying.
Yeah, no, neither could I.
That's the danger when you use an insane word.
It's just distracting immediately.
Yeah.
Egyptology is all quite the fashion now, Miss Bow.
About 2
But
years
it's been
old.
a serious science for many years. I can recommend a number of fine books if you're interested.
No, we're not interested.
No, I don't want to
Okay.
follow any of this.
See, this is so this is curious that you only get to hear the thing
I'm really very
once. So they
Yeah.
really do want you to pay attention, which is not going to work
For this, no.
for us.
We're probably going to have to keep UHS on hand, I think, for this one.
Yeah. I mean, can we reflect on them? Like, what's the purpose of coming in here? I can No, I can't do anything with this stuff. It's just so I can see what items are in it. But that's your job done there. Right. That was literally an entire session talking to 5 people
Yeah.
about these same things.
Yeah, that is really long.
Do you feel we learnt anything? I mean, we learnt little things, right?
We've probably learned things, but the problem is, there was so much information about things that definitely weren't important that I didn't really know what to write down.
Also, mechanically, we didn't learn anything. Like, in terms of the actual notebook, we didn't gain any extra items to discuss with anyone. We didn't gain any extra things that the game will let us use.
No.
So we've got some backstory for our own interests to help us. I don't know what that meant. Do you think we're going to get a quiz?
I hope not.
I think we're going to get a quiz.
We do not need another ending quiz.
I think we're going to get an ending quiz.
I bloody hate those things.
Well, if they're providing so much information that has no tangible impact.
This is going to be like one of the games of Sherlock we play, where they just ask questions and attribute points to things you couldn't have found out.
Yeah. Well, you're in charge of remembering everything.
Oh, good.
Yeah. All right.
I remember nothing.